Hi, Dr. Anna here. Today we are going to talk about the 7 steps to super sexy sleep. We are on day number 16 of our detox, of our 21-day detox challenge, which again, the forms and information about is located at cabecahealth.com/21-day-detox. So I hope you're keeping your notes, journaling, doing your PSQ each day. Today, I want to address the importance of sleep. Not having enough sleep, we know, is significantly associated with aging, rapid aging. Not only that, but foggy brain, poor judgment, and that's definitely not something you want to have when you're dating, let alone when you're running a family or operating a business or driving a vehicle, right? We want good judgment all the way around, and so for so many reasons. But memory is another consequence, loss of memory is another consequence of a poor sleep pattern, poor sleep habit, or not enough sleep. The other consequence that we see over and over again in the literature is an increase in cardiovascular death and morbidity and mortality with sleep disorders, including insomnia, including sleep apnea, and that is very significant. Very concerning is the trend of not enough sleep in our children and our teens. So the electronics, playing, being on the phone, constant dopamine stimulation, and a revved up autonomic nervous system is affecting our children. The bright lights, etc., can really affect our children. So that increase in stimulation decreases our ability to get a great night's sleep. So that's critical. The other thing I want you to think about when you're turning electronics off, also think about repositioning the bed. Where are the power lines in your house? Are they near the head of your bed? Do they run against the wall where your bed is faced? And that can actually make a difference. So if you can reposition the bed, that can be helpful. Turn electronics off, and that will make a difference too. The other, number 6. So 6 is a practice that my good friend, Ayurvedic teacher, Richard Maslow, taught me, and is a discipline and a practice that I need to practice daily. And part of my bedtime, nighttime ritual is this deep belly breathing. So number 6 is deep belly breathing. How do we do that? You're going to breathe slowly and deeply in through your nose, filling the lower lungs. And you just think of it that way, filling the lower lungs, letting your belly extend out. And then you exhale the reverse as you bring your navel to your spine, basically, completely and fully exhaling. And do those deep belly breaths 20 times. That will help you calm down, lower cortisol, and help set the pace for a good night's sleep. Number 7 is key. This is an area of significant detail, and I'm not going to get into so much detail, but number 7 is supplements. Supplements for sleep are part of my nighttime ritual and my nighttime routines, just had to be. And hormonal supplements as well, and I'll talk a couple that I want to go over, just a few that I think are really important. Number 1 being magnesium. Magnesium is super important to help us sleep. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of processes, if not thousands of processes within our body, and is important in our production and the rate limiting steps to the production of so many neurotransmitters. So magnesium is essential, and you want a good magnesium. I like magnesium L-threonate because it helps with the nervous system better than magnesium citrate, because that's going to give you more of gastrointestinal side effects, and we don't want that. We want it to actually go into our bloodstream. So a couple tests, you can ask your doctor to check your red blood cell magnesium, not your general magnesium level, but red blood cell magnesium. So write this down because it's important. A red blood cell magnesium, a DHEAS, which is a measure of your adrenals, and an IGF-1 is going to significantly say, okay, well, what's going on with our sleep pattern and how is it affecting us? If you're a 6-hour night sleeper and you've got optimal DHEAS level in your blood and IGF-1 of greater than 200 or 300, I'm not going to complain too much. And your cortisol pattern looks good if we're doing an adrenal stress test, then that's your pattern. But many of us pride ourselves on 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep, and we're struggling. We're getting adrenally fatigued, and we're aging rapidly. And those 3 tests Just those three will give us a lot of information. So red blood cell magnesium, DHEAS, and IGF-1. Those are all blood tests. So do that, because the second supplement that I love is adrenal adaptogens. I love using adrenal adaptogens. You know, maca is my favorite. I studied it when I lived in Peru. I know the benefits of it personally. It's essential to help support the adrenals. I've seen DHEAS levels increase by over 10 times their number in as little as 2 months using the maca supplement that I use, which is my Mighty Maca. So that's important to take. Other herbs that can help are chamomile, lemon balm, passion flower, valerian root, and kava. I love kava, and I think these are great additions. You can also do some sleepy time tea, something like that to help you rest you. But that magnesium, as far as supplements go, in number 7, magnesium, adrenal adaptogens, some herbals. Also, inositol and B6 are very beneficial. B6 is so important. We use B6 a lot to help with depression, help produce, our neurotransmitters. B6 is essential. And if we're having decreased sleep, restless legs, most likely we've got an issue with B6 and magnesium, and we want those levels to be healthy. So inositol and B6 are critically important. The other supplement that I recommend with patients who have trouble getting to sleep is 5-HTP, 5-hydroxytryptophan, because that also with B6 helps support serotonin production, helps your neurotransmitter of relaxation, and helps us sleep. We may also use progesterone, especially in the perimenopause, or if you have difficulty sleeping with PMS, progesterone is crucial. I use our Pure Balance progesterone cream, which is it's a cream with USP progesterone that has 20 milligrams of progesterone and 20 milligrams of pregnenolone, and you use 1 pump at bedtime to help you get a good night's sleep. Guys can use 1/4 of a pump, and that can work just as well. So progesterone is incredibly relaxing too. It gives you that inner calm and helps with release of GABA, which you can also supplement with. And another very popular sleep supplement is melatonin, and a little bit goes a long way with melatonin. We use high doses definitely in patients who have had cancer or dealing with cancer. We'll go up to high doses, but in general for sleep, even 0.5 or 1 milligram is good. On average, I have clients taking about 3 milligrams. We use our Pure Snooze supplement, which is a 3 milligram sublingual. I typically recommend start at 1/2 or 1/4 of those tablets. So those are my 7 tips for sexy sleep. Create a nighttime ritual, stretching before bed, soak in a bath or hot bath, Epsom salt bath, or take a hot shower. Number 4 is chase sunsets. Number 5, turn your electronics off, ideally to decrease your EMG exposure. Number 6 is deep belly breathing. And number 7 is supplement. So keep up with your detox and have a good night's sleep. This is Dr. Anna. See you tomorrow.